Hello my friends. In this video, I want to talk to you about my problems with Mario Kart 8. Now, before anybody wants to freak out about how I could hate this game, I want to make clear that I do not hate this game. I play this all the time, and it's one of my most played recent games on the Switch. I know this game came out like back in 2017, but only got it in the last couple of months, so it is what it is. But I've been playing non-stop online, so before anybody wants to accuse me of being a hater or whatever, no, I like this game. I just simply have a few problems with it. But first, I think it's important to tell you what this game is, as if you don't know what it is. Essentially, this is an arcade. Mario Kart is an arcade racing series, with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe being a re-release of Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. This version being on the Switch. Before we get into the problems I have, it's probably first worth mentioning what the differences are between this and the original version. Well, the big difference between this and the original version is the introduction of 2 items. Generally in Mario Kart, in most Mario Kart games, you hold 1 item when you go over an item box. But Mario Kart 8 is the first game, I believe, since Mario Kart Double Dash, where you can hold 2 items at once. And that was a big change they had to this. Another big change that this has to the original Mario Kart 8 is the introduction of basically a full-fledged battle mode. In the original Mario Kart 8, you had just 2 modes, the usual balloon battle and coin run. Balloon battle being you would hit each other with items until someone loses all the balloons, and coin run where you travel around a stage for a given amount of time, and whoever has collecting coins, and whoever has the most coins at the end wins, all while you're trying to hit your opponent to try to steal their coins. Unlike Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, these were done on 10 random regular racetracks. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe basically gave you a full-fledged battle mode, a completely new mode compared to the Mario Kart 8, where you had 10 actual battle arenas, not random racetracks, and 3 new modes, or 2 return modes and 1 new mode. You had Bomb Blast and Bomb Blast, which is similar to Balloon Battle, but in this case the only items are bombs, and a Sprite Run, where it's similar to Capture the Flag type of thing, where you are grabbing a star and trying to hold it for a cumulative like 20 seconds, and the first competitor to hold it for 20 seconds wins. And then the new one for this game is Renegade Roundup, which is very similar to Cops and Robbers. The Cops team tries to capture all the robber teams at once, and the robbers try to last the full 3 minutes. And of course, Mario Kart Deluxe includes all of the DLC with this game, and includes some new characters and new car parts. Now we got that out of the way, let's discuss some big differences from this version compared to other versions. In fact, we can discuss the difference between this version and my favorite Mario Kart game, Mario Kart Wii. Yes, I'm one of those people. Well, a big difference that this has is that this adopts the Mario Kart 7 style of kart choosing. In Mario Kart Wii, each character class has 6 different vehicles. 12 different vehicle 12 different vehicles to choose from. In Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you can choose your car parts, different bodies, different wheels, and different gliders that all affect stats. So technically, we have numerous possibilities. I am not sure how much, but probably an absurd number. Now, of course, they have some similarities. Like, for instance, both versions have 12 racers, but that's neither here nor there. Now, generally, Mario Kart Wii is considered to be a relatively weak entry in the series, and a lot of people consider this to be a very strong entry for the most part. And that's true, I think. Not necessarily true, but I understand why people feel like that. The issue I have is some issues in this particular game kind of line up with what they're saying about the previous one. And this isn't necessarily a problem, this is just an observation. For instance, people are saying that Mario Kart Wii was way too hectic with its items, while Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tends to be a little more lenient with its item ranking, if you will, because certain positions in the race yield you certain items. And the problem is that that's true, but the fact that you can hold two items really does make it pretty chaotic. In fact, I could argue that in many races, this game is more chaotic than Mario Kart Wii, which kind of defeats the whole purpose on people saying this is an improvement over Mario Kart Wii, as I would say this is actually more hectic in many areas. Like, it's not unusual for somebody to have a bullet bill and a star where you can terrorize the people up above you who really have no way to defend themselves. That's not to say that double items is a bad thing, because it is good. In Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, it's very possible that you hold a coin when you're in first, which makes you completely vulnerable to overtaking. But in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you will never have like 2 coins. You always have some kind of item to defend yourself. And unlike in Mario Kart Wii, which I will admit this is a weakness, there are no fake item boxes to affect your defense. Because if any of you play Mario Kart, you know that fake item boxes do not defend against shells. But now let's get to those proverbial problems I've had with the game that I've been building up to. I was thinking about doing like some kind of bullet point or something to help me collect my thoughts, but again, I want to keep this scriptless as it seems like people in the ASMR community prefer rambles less scripted, so I didn't want to sound like a robot or anything, so I'm just going to be shooting from the hip, if you will. I think I will try to go in the order of what I think is the biggest problem versus things that are just kind of minor annoyances. So we'll go with that. Well, the first big problem I have is really with the character selection and Kart stats, and let me explain. First off, the character selection, and we really focus on quantity over quality here. It is really disappointing to know that you have a lot of characters, but most of them are carbon copies and just aren't fun to play as. For instance, in the game, you have your usual suspects: Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Yoshi, etc., 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 Bowser. The ones you expect for the most part who are there are there. So that's not in of itself a bad thing. You have some obscure characters, that's fine. But my problem is when you get characters that are clearly there just to increase the character slot, because these characters are easy to design. And I'm talking about like the Koopalings, which are 7 creatures that really share Bowser Jr.'s template. You have babies, baby Mario, baby Luigi, baby Rosalina, baby Daisy, and baby Peach. It's worth mentioning that baby Peach was not in a canon Mario game, as her first appearance was in Yoshi's Island 2, which I believe was made by Sega. Baby Daisy's first appearance was in Mario Kart Wii, and baby Rosalina's first appearance was right here in Mario Kart 8. And it's like, why? Why are you doing this to us? There's so many characters you can have. But the biggest insult, I think, is the inclusion of Metal Mario, who is a different character, not a template character, but a different character. Gold Mario, who is what you get if you unlock, if you beat all of the cups in all of the classes. How exciting. And Pink Gold Peach, who does not reference anything, she's just there to take up space. And of course, you also get not costumes, mind you, but individual characters of Tanuki Mario and Cat Peach. Again, the character selection is just beyond insulting for somebody who loves Mario Kart. Especially when we consider the Mario Kart Wii lineup, which includes Birdo, who doesn't make an appearance here in Mario Kart 8, Diddy Kong, who does not make an appearance here in Mario Kart 8, and Funky Kong, who does not make an appearance here in Mario Kart 8. Even in Mario Kart 7, with some obscure characters such as Wiggler and Queen Bee from Mario Galaxy, I can get behind because they're unique characters. They're not Pink Gold Peach, who's not a character. Baby Daisy and Baby Rosalina are not characters. They don't reference anything. And rather, it just, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really make a difference because if the character selection just had if the character selection just had 8 characters, so I wouldn't be too upset. That's what I said in my Mario Kart 8 character tier list. But it's rather annoying that you're putting this much effort into this much effort into these characters for characters that a third, possibly a half, I don't even care about. I'm never gonna use Baby Rosalina. Why would I? I'm never gonna use Metal Mario. Who cares? I barely use the Koopalings. I think they're just a waste of 7 spots. I know a lot of people like them, but that's just me. Not sure why my camera's freaking out right now, so it's flickering a little bit. That's what happens when you do 30 frames per second. The next problem I have is with the kart parts. It's not necessarily the kart parts per se, it's the fact that the best parts for this particular game are often the dumbest looking. If you've played Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you are probably aware that the meta of the game has kind of changed. Like, for instance, the best combination, the best kart combination, and the worst kart combinations have completely flopped completely switched in Mario Kart 8. Now the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now the worst combinations in Mario Kart 8 are now the best in Mario Kart Deluxe, and vice versa. Now, I don't mind this. This wouldn't be so bad if the best carts weren't so common and weren't so dumb looking. For instance, the best wheels, it seems like, are the rollers. These are these tiny little wheels that just clearly do not look good on big carts, especially on large characters. They look fine, I think, on small characters, but ultimately, I'm not a huge fan of the way they look on large characters. And this wouldn't be so bad if not everyone used this. Like, play any match and you will find that most matches, at least in my experience, most matches you have Waluigi on the Wiggler ATV sporting the roller wheels. And it just rather annoys me that this is a thing. The problem is that the stat now that people pay attention to is an unseen stat called Mini Turbo. And this wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the third degree, if you will, the third degree turbo. In most Mario Karts, you can do a 2 turbo, where if you drift long enough, you get 1 turbo. If you drift long enough for even longer, you're going to get 2 turbos. But in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, this is the first time you can get 3 turbos. And because of that 3 turbos, you now want a turbo stat. The higher turbo stat, the faster you get the turbos, I think. And that's what people do. They want that mini turbo. Honestly, if they get rid of the third degree turbo, I think that we would probably have a more diverse type of kart. But as is, it's rather annoying that I see so many of the same carts when I play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe online. Now, tangibly, I guess one could argue that as long as the gameplay is good, the problems with characters and cards don't really matter. And in a way, I do agree. The gameplay is solid, but the implementing, if I can speak properly, the implementing of some of the features on the online service just don't work for me. And it's rather annoying because you deal with this more often than not. Here, I'll explain. Let's go back to Mario Kart Wii, for instance, which I played a ton. Mario Kart Wii, I played all the time online. It's because it worked the best, by far, the best game I've played on the Wii online, because the Wii is notorious for its less than stellar online capabilities. But Mario Kart Wii did it to where when you chose a course, you could choose any course available to you. Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart Deluxe subsequently do it a little differently, where they give you a choice of three random courses plus the random option. And I understand that this is to speed up the process of choosing so you can get to as many matches as possible, and that's fine, I understand that. The issue I have is sometimes, many times, three courses, not only are the three courses not always my favorites, but they tend to repeat. And I have recently discovered that there's a reason for that. As every month or so, they have like a select 20 courses, 15 to 20 courses, and then they give you randomly three of those. If I can speak properly today. So basically, in like this month, if they take 15 of those courses randomly, and then every time we do a match, they will give you three to select, and then a randomly if you don't want any of those. And it's like, why are you doing this? I understand you want to get the process done, but just give us like all the courses to choose from. If you want, have it to where everyone can select their favorites in like some kind of settings menu, and then you don't even have to vote. You can do like your top 5 courses and then just cycle through those. Like there are numerous ways that Nintendo could to get past this problem. And battle mode's the same way. Battle mode's a little more egregious because you're not choosing from 48 courses, you're choosing from 10. That should not take you very long. You can put those courses into one mode, into one map, into one screen. So there's no real reason for it. Just I understand that you probably want to have a little bit more diversity in your courses, and I would probably be guilty of choosing the same one as Woohoo Island is by far my favorite one, my favorite course in the game, as I find the original course a little lackluster. But that's just me. However, that's not the only problem we have. In both modes, when you choose a course, the mode is selected for you. For instance, in racing, when your course is selected, you are either racing in 100cc, 150cc, mirror cc, or 200cc. And the same thing with battle mode. You are randomly given one of the 5 battle modes. And here I think it's completely random. It's not like you get selected for a month, like there's completely random. And for this, I find it rather egregious. It's a really dumb oversight. Because in racing, why on earth would I care about 100cc? And in 200cc, you really have to set your cart up differently for that. Like, I have a main cart I play as, but my main cart in 200cc is different. And I know a lot of people have that as well. It's like, you can't play 200cc the regular way. You have to set it up differently. So I'd rather have it where you can choose the course and choose the mode, and then winner selects. Or if you're going to have it random, at least make it clear which mode you're going to do, because one thing Mario Kart 8 does do right is that you can change your character and cart right before a match, generally without leaving the room. In Mario Kart Wii, you had to leave the room completely and choose a different character and cart. So I appreciate that a lot. What they should do is tell you ahead of time, okay, this is going to be 200cc, and then you can go and change your cart and or character. Because I would do that more often, because I'm not that great in 200cc unless I have a certain cart setup. So the problem is more apparent in battle modes, because there's a hierarchy on how I personally like the battle modes. I know a lot of people don't like them all equally. For instance, my favorite one is Bomb and Blast. I have no clue why it's so fun, it just is. Then my second one is Coin Runner. The funny part is I don't really like playing it. I'm just good at it. I don't know why, I just do so well at it. So if I just want to get my VR points higher, I just play Coin Runner. And Balloon Battle. It's not as fun as it used to be, but it's still a good time. And then the ones I really don't like are Renegade Roundup, because it's kind of saying over and over, like 90% of the time, the robbers win because the cops are at severe disadvantage. And the fifth one is my least favorite is a Shrine Run, whatever it's called. The problem is that it works one double dash because it's a course with 4 people doing it. It's a lot more annoying to play, and takes a lot longer when you have 12 people doing it. So the problem of not being able to choose your battle mode is, if you choose your course and mode, is way worse than battle mode, because some of those modes I simply don't like. Let me know in the comments if you guys like these videos where I discuss a little more detail about certain games or movies or whatever I like. Well, not movies, because I do that as my regular stuff. So, any video games you guys want me to talk about like this, let me know in the comments down below. Alright, we really got my big problems out of the way, so we can talk about a few small problems that maybe in essence don't really mean much, but we'll talk about them anyway. For instance, I think it's rather annoying that the smart steering, which essentially is a mode where the cart will avoid pitfalls for you, that fact that it's defaultly on is a little annoying. It's like, I get why it exists, but don't leave it on. I was really confused when I was playing it for the first time. Another problem I have is the inconsistency with the items. Like, some items are way more powerful than others. For instance, the star is significantly more powerful than the super mushroom. It's not super mushroom. The triple mushroom or the golden mushroom. The bullet bill has been nerfed, but it's still more powerful than most other items. If 10th place gets a bullet bill and 11th place gets a golden mushroom, the bullet bill is going to go way farther. And of course, the lightning's OP, but I'm kind of okay with that. I'm very much annoyed in Renegade Roundup how big of an advantage the robbers have over the cops. I wish there was a way to balance it better, but as is, it's really hard to play because if I'm a robber, I know my team's gonna win, and if I'm a cop, I know my team's gonna lose. I know they had to do something for inside drifting bikes. For those who don't know, in Mario Kart Wii, there were 2 types of vehicles, karts and bikes. And within bikes, there were 2 types of bikes, inward steering bikes and outward steering bikes. What that simply means is that if on a corner, hold on, I guess this will do. On a corner, it's hard to explain, but basically, if this is a corner, an outward drifting bike would do like karts, where they go outward and then come in. Inward drifting bikes, however, start inside and continue inside. And if anybody knows how physics works, you understand that the inside bikes have a massive advantage over the outward drifting anything. They nerfed it in Mario Kart 8, but they nerfed it so badly that now it's the other extreme. Like, now inside drifting bikes are rather useless. There's no real reason to have them. In fact, it kind of throws me off when I try them. So, I get why I did, but I think it nerfed it a little too much. And yes, you guys can roast me in the comments how awkward that visual aid was. It's a little annoying that pretty much everything's unlocked from the start except the carts. It doesn't really give me any incentive to do the single player campaign that much, because I can unlock the car parts by doing it online. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I kind of like it in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, where you were constantly unlocking things. It makes it feel, it gives incentive to do the single player campaigns and stuff. I wish there was a way to play teams in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. For instance, you can do versus mode or battle mode in teams of 2, but you can't do it online unless you do a tournament. But tournaments have their issues as well. For instance, to access particular tournaments, you have to put in a code that you would get from, say, a friend or Reddit or whatever. And that would be so bad if Nintendo's friend policies weren't so bad, because you have to physically somehow give them your code. Apparently the friend here does not quite work the same way it does on the actual Switch, and it's really weird. It's better than it was on the Wii and Wii U, but not great. And now we will end with my final complaint. When you're choosing your vehicle, certain carts, characters, and certain carts have the same stats, wheels have the same stats, certain wheels have the same stats, and certain characters have the same stats. And that's fine. When you have this many characters and carts, I don't mind that some don't have the same stats. In fact, to avoid the issue of stupid looking combinations, I would almost argue try something different and have every single part, every single character have the exact same stats and let the skills speak for themselves. But again, I understand why they don't do that, because some people prefer the way things handle others. But my problem is that when I'm I wish there was a way to compare stats more effectively in the game than going to a third-party site. Like, when I'm comparing stats, I'm constantly going, if a certain part I'm trying to compare is 4 spots away, I'm constantly tapping as quick as I can so I don't forget what the stats look like from the first pairing. And I wish the game had a system to compare certain stats. It's not the end of the world, and once you find your main, it doesn't really matter, but still, it's a simple fix that would have been nice, and that's kind of the problem with this, that there's a lot of simple fixes they could have made to this one that weren't in the original, that they just simply didn't do, and I'm not sure why they didn't. Is it that they're lazy, or that they just didn't think about it? I don't know. Now, don't misunderstand me. I am not at all saying it's a bad game. I want to reiterate that. I love this game. But that doesn't mean it's not flawless. It has not really passed Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart Wii for me. And if it was for a better single player and on an actual easy to use online capabilities, it may not even be better than Mario Kart Double Dash. But despite all that, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still a fantastic game that I recommend you buying. Right now, I got this for $45, so it's dropping in price. If you own Mario Kart 8, the only reason to get this is for the revamped battle mode, for the DLC they may not have, and for the online capabilities, which is going to be much better. I don't know, I can't honestly say whether or not it's worth buying if you already own Mario Kart 8, because I play Mario Kart 8, but I never owned it. I played it a lot, but I never owned it. I got this because I have not owned the Wii U version. So this buy was fairly easy for me. But that's really it. I highly recommend this game, and if you are online and get this game, let me know what your code is, and maybe we can be Mario Kart 8 Deluxe friends. But that's all I have to say. So thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.